Microsoft OneNote is a very useful tool, but when you're already using a learning management system like Schoology, how do we incorporate the two? Well, one way is to start by looking at OneNote and creating a new notebook. This should be a teacher notebook that you will then share materials from to your class notebook. In Schoology, on the left-hand side, at the bottom you should see OneNote Class Notebook. If it's not listed here, please go up to the top in the App Center and add OneNote to your Schoology class. When you select this OneNote, it'll pull up an option for you to create a notebook just for this class. So first we're going to click the button that says Sign into OneNote, and it's going to open up a new notebook setup. You'll see that my class name automatically defers to how I have this class listed in Schoology. I recommend keeping these the same so that our learning management system can find your notebook. Once I have the title set, I want to go down to Next and move to the next section of the setup. This will give me all of the information of what's going to be listed in my notebook. Once I'm happy with this overview, I want to come to the bottom and move to the next section. This gives me the opportunity to give another teacher permission to use this class notebook. This is where you'll add any co-teachers or learning support that you might have that comes into your classroom. Basically, any other teacher that needs access to this material. If you don't have another co-teacher, go ahead and select Next. Now it's going to ask you to enroll your students. You have two options. One is to automatically add students from your learning management system. The other is to individually input your students into this notebook. I recommend using the learning management system. Now that I've asked it to roster our students as soon as they access OneNote, it's going to give me the options of what I want in my students' private notebook. Here I have handouts, class notes, homeworks, and quizzes, and this is just the general idea. If I want to remove a section, I can choose the X and then add a new section in, for example, vocabulary. When I'm happy with the 4 sections or more that my students will have, I'll click Next, and it gives me a view of my teacher notebook. If I come up to the top, I can also choose the student notebook view. You'll see I still have the collaboration space and the content library, but now my teacher space has been removed and replaced with the student's access. Once I'm happy with how everything looks, I simply click Create. Now this will set up my OneNote class notebook in my Schoology page. Now that my notebook is set up, I want to access it in OneNote. Anything that I do in OneNote now, in this notebook, will transfer right into the notebook that's been linked to Schoology. So let's go ahead and open this in Microsoft OneNote. After my notebook loads, it's going to take a second to generate. So here are all of my sections, and each of them comes with a little bit of a tutorial on how to use that particular section. Now if I go back to Schoology and I select OneNote again, it's going to give me the option to access my class notebook. I can now create new notebooks, add or remove students, or anything I might need to do. Remember, you're going to be accessing this notebook as the teacher from Microsoft OneNote. So this is the notebook that's linked to our class, and we're going to go ahead and access this here. Now you can see it will take me back to my Microsoft OneNote, and this is my class notebook. Here I have my teacher-only section, but I don't have any students enrolled because this is a test program, so my learning management system won't add any students. So I want to go to Class Notebook and then select Add or Remove Students. Since I have a number of notebooks, it's going to ask me which one I want. So I select the one from my class and start typing in a student's name. Any students that are already listed, I can also remove from this same section. When I select Update, it takes me back to my notebook. Now that I'm back in OneNote and it's had time to refresh, you can see that this is still the teacher page with the content library, collaboration space, but now I have my students listed underneath the teacher-only section. Now I can choose any student in my class and look at their notebook. So I have permission to view this, and they have permission to view this, but no one else in the class can see what they're working on.